Hey YouTube, hope you're keeping well. Thanks so much for tuning in to another video and checking out the channel. Gonna try to keep this one short and sweet today. I just got back from the Toyota dealership and picked up my TRD skid plate that I'll be installing on my 2023 Toyota Tacoma TRD Sport. If you're new to the channel, you like trucks, TRDs, automobiles, feel free to consider subscribing down below. And if you like the video, hit that like button. It helps out the YouTube algorithm and lets me know the content I should be making for yourselves. Plan for the video today is we will unbox the TRD skid plate. We will take off the factory OEM skid plate that comes on my TRD Sport. We'll compare the two, and then we'll go ahead and walk through an install, see how this skid plate looks after the fact. Anyways, let's jump out of the truck and get this box open. All right, it's a pretty big box. This is OEM from the dealer. I'll go over here and show you what the part number is. It's PTR 6035190, and this is the skid plate that comes on the TRD Pro. It does not come on the SR5 Sport or off-road models, so it is going to be an upgrade from what we have on there right now. But yeah, huge box. Hopefully this covers a lot of surface area on the truck. All right, so the first thing that came out was this instruction manual, and the main thing that you're going to want to note here is actually the torque specs. So I'll leave this on the screen for a little bit. You can see there's a 5 mils, 17 mils, and a 12 millimeter. And on the far right, you can see the torque specs: 18 pound-feet, 33 pound-feet, 33 pound-feet, and 21 pound-feet. All right, so I kind of just butchered the box here, but whew, does this look good or what? So here's the skid plate. It's actually pretty big. I'll go clean this up a little bit and we'll take a look at it. All right, so taking a look here, we've got 6 bolts and we've got a cover so you can take this off to access your oil filter. We've also got a front jack mount, so if you want to jack your truck up, you can do that right here. And then we've got a space for your drain plug at the bottom. So this is all covered, super convenient to take off. As far as weight goes, this skid plate is about 35 pounds. It is made out of aluminum instead of steel, to be mindful of your gas mileage for the weight, but 35 pounds, this thing is certainly not light, and it's definitely not small. All right, so we'll take a look at what the skid plate looks like from the factory on the TRD Sport. There it is. So you can see it's a lot smaller than the TRD Pro OEM skid plate, but it does the job. It's not the most physically attractive, but we're gonna go ahead and swap it out, and we'll go through that now. Sorry, one thing I wanted to address too before we go into taking off the factory skid plate is, you'll see I have a TRD Sport Tacoma, and on the Sport it comes with an air dam from the factory, so that black kind of lip double chin thing. The first step is to actually take that off in order to be able to get to this skid plate to remove. So I did make a video on my channel, and I will link it up above for how to uninstall that air dam. But step 1 is uninstall the air dam. I uninstalled it a few weeks ago, so I won't go through that now, but feel free to watch the video. All right, so you're gonna wanna get your ratchet set, and it's gonna be 4 12 millimeter bolts. So get your 12 mil, take your ratchet, and get under the truck. All right, so we'll get under the truck, and the first 2 12 mils you need to remove are going to be this, and then right on the other side, right here. So these 2. Don't mistake it for these bolts. Those are not part of your skid plate. Leave these on. You're focusing on what's actually on the skid plate, here and here. So let's get the first 2 taken off. Once you've got the front ones taken out, you're gonna come down, and right in the center of the skid plate, you can see you're going to take out this one. It's basically close to the middle. And then the other one is just on the far right. You can see right over here towards the end. So middle and then far right. All right, random quick note. Detaching that skid plate took a little bit longer than it should have, as the final bolt I was trying to take off, it was actually rounded. So my ratchet was just not able to take it off. So I ended up just using one of these bolt removal kits here for if you have bolts that are broken or rounded. But anyways, I'll have to take this bolt out of the rounded bolt remover 12mm head here, as my regular 12mm didn't work. Really happy I was able to finally get this last bolt off, but now let's go to the front and take it off. All right, so coming down under, you'll see here that all the bolts are off. It's not gonna come off right away and just fall to the ground because there's hooks here. You'll see a hook here on the left and a hook here on the right. We have to unhook it. Should be able to do so. There we go. And sorry for the noise. And there we go. So we finally got that existing skid plate removed. Now we'll do a side-by-side comparison of the TRD1. All right, we're side by side now, and my goodness, this just makes me feel a lot better about this purchase. I can already tell this is going to make such a difference. And one thing that I want to note too is the thickness. Look how thin this is. Look how thick the TRD one is. It's paper thin. Looks great. All right, one thing I want to note is that before we actually go ahead and install the skid plate, I am just going to go ahead and apply some anti-seize lubricant to these bolts here, as I don't want them to rust out, as I do live in Canada and there's a lot of salt and snow in the winter. So we'll put some anti-seize on here to make sure we don't run into any issues in the future. I realize we've got a couple 17mm bolts that we need to take off. You'll see there's two here. You're going to do the inside bolt here, 17mm, and then there's two at the back, if you can see 1, 2. You'll be doing the last one, and you're going to need a socket extension to get this one out here. And then on the other side, you can see there's one, and then one at the back you're going to take out as well. All right, so we got the first one out here, and remember, for the back, you're going to want to use an extension for your 17mm. It's so hot today. I'm already pooped, but I'm going to go see if my fiance wants to help me install this skid plate, because I don't have a truck jack. So you're going to need two people, one person to hold while you install the bolts, or at least a truck jack where you can jack up the skid plate in the center to align those bolts. But let me see if she can help. And with the help of my lovely fiance, you're definitely going to need two people or a jack here. We've been able to get it on, and the final step here is just to use the torque wrench to spec. And we were doing a 17mm and a 12mm. So the front two and the middle two are 17mm, and the back two are 12mm, just like what you used to take the original ones out. You're going to be putting these bolts in those exact same places, aside from the back two. They've already created holes from the factory. Again, just like the start of the video, we've got our two 17mm at 33 pound-feet of torque. So once you got your 17mm on your torque wrench, you're gonna go and configure your torque wrench to, and I don't know if you can see this, 33 pound-feet of torque. And you're going to torque it to spec. And once you've got your 17mm done, you'll move on to your 12mm, which is going to be 21 pound-feet of torque. And you can see here we've got it configured to 21. And now let's go torque the last two bolts, and we'll take a look at what it looks like. The job's done. Let's take a look at what this looks like. You know, I was worried it wouldn't look great with the lunar rock color, the red TRD lettering, but I think it actually looks really nice. It's kind of hard to see because I'm parked in the driveway here, but just standing in the middle of my road. But yeah, you can definitely see it. I do have the bigger tires, so the truck does have a very small lift, but it's high enough up off the ground that you can see this skid plate poking out and the red TRD letters. Oh, that looks so good. Anyways, I'm very happy with the upgrade. I'm glad I took the air dam off my TRD Sport so I can make this modification happen. Let me know what you think about how this looks.
Hey, so I realized I completely forgot to film an outro for this video. I've just been driving around with the skid plate for a while now, a couple weeks actually. It's been awesome, but hey, thanks so much for watching. Appreciate all your support. Again, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing for future videos and Tacoma content. But yeah, let me know what you think about the Tacoma TRD skid plate upgrade. Are you planning on doing that to your truck? Do you have a third-party skid plate in mind that could potentially be better than the OEM TRD Pro skid plate? Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you again in a future video. Have a fantastic rest of your day.